All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. What is good? What is good? What is good, beautiful people? Of course, you know who I be. Good Doc, Dr. Mike TV. Back again, once again. You should already know, ladies and gentlemen, this one right here gonna be an instant classic in the making. If this is your first time to the Dr. Mike TV experience, by all means, make sure you subscribe and notify and do all the good ish to make yourself, excuse me, well versed in the Good Docs content. All my good stuff shall be linked in the description area below. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to my man Mike's Philippines Journey for sending me this particular link to an article that I found to be extremely interesting and noteworthy that I wanted to share with the audience today. All right. But for any of you guys who check in a little bit later on, by all means, you already know what to do. Make sure you drop a like and leave your comments in the comment section below. I'm not going to waste too much time. I just want to go ahead and get into it. So give me a uno momento to go ahead and share my screen with you guys so that we can read this article together. All right, let's see what we got here. All right. Let's see. I got to make sure that it's coming up. Hope that you guys can see it. If there's any issues, please let the good doc know. All right. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about what is known as the Netflix effect. All right. This is a new trend. Let me not go there. Because I'm not sure if this is a new trend or not. But basically, there's this thing called the Netflix effect, right? Now, the Netflix effect, if you read it, is basically the reason why Western women are heading to South Korea in search of love. I repeat, the Netflix effect is one of the main reasons why you have women from the Western world traveling to South Korea. More specifically now, they didn't say any part of Asia, but more specifically South Korea in search of love. Now, I'm not going to get into every intricate detail of this article because it's a case study. So my man interviews 122 women that have traveled to South Korea they were living in and out of hostels and shit and stuff like that. And basically he was asking them, what was it that brung these ladies to South Korea? So I'm going to get to the part of the article that I found to be the most interesting. Like I said, after visiting 8 hostels and interviewing 123 women, most from North America and Europe, Lee came to the conclusion that many had been drawn to the country by what she calls the Netflix effect. Hit Korean television shows Crash Landing on You, Goblin were selling more than men with beautiful faces and chiseled bodies like their stars of the show. They list the names of the stars. They were offering a glimpse into a world wherein men were romantic and patient, and the antithesis to what antithesis. I'm sorry. Fuck my language up. Antithesis to what women saw as the sex-obsessed dating culture of their home country. So basically, they were led to this country by actors on a TV show that basically wanted their co-stars more so for their mind and being romantic and all of this shit. So they were led to a foreign country based off of what they saw on a Netflix show. Oh, shit. Come on now. Come on, Batman. Riddle me this, Batman. How you gonna travel halfway around the world because of what you saw on a TV show? Baby, you mean to tell me that you actually believe that all the men from this particular country, not saying that they don't, but you're going to try to tell me that all the men from this particular country are supposed to resemble, we're talking about the pure aesthetics of it all, facial features and all, they're supposed to resemble and also supposed to act like the guys you see on a television show. Y'all ever heard the famous saying, never meet your idols and shit like that? I think that's true. Not saying that if you meet the people that you actually like in person, they could be the best people that you've ever met in your life, but sometimes they could be complete a-holes, right? That's all I'm saying. Anyways, the women that Lee interviewed were fascinated with Korean men who were portrayed, give me a second, I'm going to scroll up a little bit more, who were portrayed on TV as being in touch. Listen to this, guys. In touch with their emotions and willing to embrace their effeminate sides. Let me say that with emphasis, y'all. Women were attracted to these men, or the men that were portrayed on these particular shows, as being in touch with their emotions and willing to embrace their effeminate sides. I've never met a woman on earth in my whole entire life that likes a soft ass dude. I just have it. Don't get me wrong. If I'm going through it and I have a badass day and I'm with my wife and shit, that's a little different, right? You can open up because this is the person that you chose to spend the rest of your life with. That's a little bit different. But in reality, in touch with your effeminate side, it doesn't really. I've never met too many girls that are open to the idea of dating soft ass dudes. That's not it for me. I don't know. I mean, like I said, it could be different. Maybe the world is a little bit different, but it's just hard for me. I guess the way I was brought up, you you gotta be able to, handle your own. But it's just hard for me to believe that a woman takes a man seriously that's in touch with the feminine side. But the wife says different, but we'll see. They considered Korean men cultured and romantic while complaining that men in their home countries often neglected their appearance and had one-track minds. Okay, we talking about people neglecting their appearances. Come on now. Don't make me say it. Don't make me say it, bro. Please don't make me say it. Women in the West, audacity to try to talk about a man neglecting his appearance. We talk about Western women, right? Come on, buddy. Let me not. But y'all know what it is. I don't need to go into details, right? But basically, she was struck by, I'm sorry, in her eyes, Korean men, this was one of the girls they interviewed. In their eyes, Korean men are gentle, polite, charming, romantic, fairy tale like, chivalrous, and respectful. You're basing this off of a television show. Baby, you basing this off of a television show. Am I tripping? Like, yes, I wish every girl that I met in my life resembled a girl that I watched off of my favorite television show. But when reality hits, ladies and gentlemen, it just don't really fit that way, right? We know this, and I guess I'm just kind of bugged out about it. All right. So now we're talking about interracial couples. All right, international couples. I'm sorry. The popularity of Korean television shows with global audiences has coincided with the steady increase in the number of women tourists to South Korea. Like anybody really gives a fuck. In 2005, 2.3 million women visited the country compared to 2.9 million men. Y'all know what it is, man. Trust me, my passport brethren be getting it in over there in South Korea. My brother lives in South Korea right now, and he living it up. He's having the time of his life, right? Trust me, he does not want to come back here. But case in point is, I guess what they're trying to say is that the travel, like volume, is damn near close to each other. It looks like, but that was in 2005. I'm not sure. Maybe I should get one that's a little bit more up to date. But you're only looking at a total of about 600,000 difference between men and women. That's not bad at all. By 2019, the last year before the coronavirus played havoc, tourism, nearly 10 million women. Okay, 10 million women visited the country compared to 6.7 million men. So that is a more up to date right there by 2019. 10 million women to 6.7 million men. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I wonder if any of my fellow African American sisters are going. When you hear Western women, and I think about it, I'm thinking more or less white girls. Maybe I'm tripping. I just think it's the white people. But anyway, neither here nor there. That's just something that's in the back of my mind. Maybe it's different. Maybe I don't know the racial background of women traveling to the country. But hey, it is what it is. At the same time, there have been an explosion of social media content centered on couples featuring Korean men with women from abroad. Hey, man, Korean men can date abroad too. Same as women who live in the United States can date abroad. It's not as if it's anything that's brand new, in my opinion. On YouTube, hashtag whatever it is, has become a genre covering 2,500 channels and 34,000 videos, the most popular of which feature a Korean man with an American European partner. Sometimes these videos feature couples pranking each other, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you know what it is. I'll leave the link in the description. I know I didn't link it in earlier yet, but yeah, I'll leave the link in the description and I'll let you guys read the article yourself. A lot of this stuff is just whatever. Some dude, a consultant specializing in YouTube channel management, is one of the original creators of the international couple content. He said creators of couple content channels have more than 1 million subscribers and can earn. Okay, that's how much money they can earn. Hey, trust me. Korean guys, I ain't gonna cap. All right, it's a long article, guys. I'm not gonna go into it, but y'all get the basic you get the basic. You get the basis of what they're talking about, right? I don't want to go and read the whole damn thing, man. You guys can check it out at your own time. The Netflix effect is what they call it, but I do believe that these ladies have probably been making this trip far longer than you know. Recent times or far more earlier than the release of certain K dramas, right? Now, I'll tell you the truth. K-pop is popping, okay? I do not deny that. Women in the Philippines love themselves some K-pop, bro. My young lady, biggest Blackpink fan I've ever been around in my entire life. Love them. She likes K-dramas too. She don't watch them all, but she watches enough of them. I have yet to sit down and watch one with her, but I understand the cultural influence of what K-pop has done for the women in the Western. Well, no, my girl's in the East. I'm sorry. I know what K-dramas, the effect it has had on Filipino women, and also the effect that it has on women here in the West. My kids, my students that I teach, you would be surprised at how many of them are really, really obsessed with K-dramas, how many of them are obsessed with K-pop music. And I'm like, okay, I can see you, right? I see it now. So this isn't something that should be mind-boggling or something that should be like a great reveal of sorts. But basically what it is, ladies and gentlemen, is women basically saying, look, I'm going to go find me a good Korean man with the pure aesthetics and the looks and all that shit. He going to treat me better than you treat me. And the reality of it is, if you really want to know the truth, we don't give a fuck. To be honest, yo. I'ma just call a spade, bro. We don't give a shit what these women do, bro. We don't. We've been traveling abroad, dealing with women abroad, at least my passport brethren and people who fuck with the doc in the chat. We've been dealing with Western women. I mean, we have done away with Western women and have been dealing with women abroad probably a whole lot longer than these women have actually tried to make that particular effort in themselves. I'm cool with it. I respect it. And I pray. I pray to God they find their happiness. Because again, a lot of guys have already checked out. So for you to sit there and act as if it's like a threat to us as men, like, if you don't treat me right, I'm gonna go find me a good Korean man. Okay, fucking go, baby. Go. Have the time of your life. I feel you, boo. If you feel like you get happiness abroad, no different than the good doc and probably the people who rock with doc, how we do you, boo? I want you to be happy. But the reality of it is, and I say this often, I do feel like if you're basing your reality on a TV show, you're going to end up disappointed. Okay? If you base your reality on a TV show that is fictitious in nature, if you believe that a man is going to live and die by what you see in that particular TV show, you are setting yourself up for failure. You truly are. If I believed all these YouTube videos that people talk about, everything dealing with women abroad being just, it truly is the best thing in the fucking world. Let's keep it a buck. But again, there are always pros and cons with everything. I mean, you'd be dumb not to sit there and believe there isn't pros and cons in everything. But if you're basing your trip to a foreign country off of a TV show because of how these men were treating a woman in a TV show, you stupid, boo. You dumb as hell. You dumb. You dumb. Don't make no sense. How you gonna do that? I haven't been to Korea yet. Well, actually, I lied. I did, but I was younger, and it was for a brief period of time. But in reality, I can't see that being factual for all men, because it seems as though in that regard, you're telling me that all the men in Korea are going to treat you better than men in the West, or they're going to be what you've seen on this television show. Am I tripping? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I see it different. Maybe you guys have a different perspective. If you do, let the good doc know, because for me, I can't imagine basing my trip off of something that I saw on a TV show and believing that's exactly what it's going to be like. All these men are going to be romantic, like all these men are going to be just the best of gentlemen. I've seen some shit and I've heard some shit, and it's the same anywhere. So for me, I don't know, man. Ladies, y'all can have it. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna fight you for it, love. If you feel like you get your happiness abroad, like the majority of the men that I know do you, boo? That's all I can say. Shit. Anyways, guys, I see about 12 of y'all in the building, man. Appreciate y'all rocking in and locking in with the good doc, man. If you guys want to, first and foremost, if you haven't already hit that like button, y'all make sure y'all drop that like, man. Make sure y'all caress, molest, and distress yourself all over that like button. It wants it, needs it, most definitely has to have it. If you guys want to support in any capacity, please feel free to do so. But of course, I am happy and blessed y'all choose to come through. Spend a little bit of time with the boy today. Now you're done. My man said they either are going because of K dramas or BTS. There you go. It's the K dramas. You did call it, brother. You definitely did. Actors who don't act like that in real life. Exactly. I just can't imagine that these guys that you see on TV act like the way that you expect them to act 100% of the time. Don't get me wrong. I know exactly what these ladies see in these guys. And you want to know how I know? Because I know what us as men see in the women. It's the exact fucking same. What we see in the women that come from Korea is the exact same thing these women probably see in the men. It is what it is. So it's not as if I'm not stupid and that I don't see it. But if you think that the way that these actors, people who are paid to portray a role, is literally going to be that type of person off camera 100% of the time, gentleman like, romantic like, and you're not gonna body shame these women because I missed that part in the article, guys. I meant to touch on it, but I missed it. But if you think that these guys are just gonna date you just because, you sadly mistaken. Okay, you are sadly mistaken. I'm gonna tell y'all something that I heard to be true, and I believe it to be true because I've heard it more than one time. Yes, this is me taking information from a secondary source. This is what they would call secondary research. Okay, this is me taking information from things that I've heard other people say, as opposed to experiencing it myself. Secondary research. Throughout my secondary research, ladies and gentlemen, if there's one thing that I've heard some crazy shit about Korean guys and Korean men, Korean whatever in general, they have no problem fat shaming people. They have zero problem fat. If you a big person, because you got to realize there's not that many fat people in Korea. I haven't. Can you honestly tell me you've ever seen a fat Korean? And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm actually asking the question. Can anybody honestly say that they've seen an obese Korean person? Right? I just want to know. I'm curious. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just really trying to ask a legitimate fucking question. Have you ever seen a fat Korean person? Chances are you probably haven't, right? And there's probably a reason for that, right? I don't know if it's the diet. I don't know what it is, but anybody who does or is kind of obese in the country, I'm sure they do exist. You just don't see them as often. I've heard that they are really brutally honest with these people. If you are fat, hell, Filipinos. Listen, let's talk about what I've learned from personal experiences. Filipinos will call you out on your fatness with the quickness, especially if it's a family member, right? Oh, if you've gained a little bit of weight since the last time a Filipino person has saw you to the next time they see you, if you gain weight, they have zero fucking problem calling you out on you gain weight. Oh, you got big. What? Like, goddamn, you know? And I mean, granted, it might come from a good place. It might just be something that slipped out. But at the end of the day, they have no problem calling you out on it. So, in reality, if you are a young lady that believes that, oh, I'm gonna go to Korea and these guys aren't gonna worry about my weight and they ain't gonna do this, they just gonna love me for me. I'm sorry, boo. Sometimes it just don't work like that. It just don't work like that. Y'all know better than that. Y'all know better than that. That's all I'm saying, man. Y'all gotta be honest with yourself, right? We genuinely don't care. But if you believe that what you see on the TV is exactly what it's gonna be in real life, baby, I can't help you. I can't. He said, "How do Asian women feel about ugly black men?" If you're calling me ugly, I appreciate it. Hey, I got a wife. I've had success in the Philippines, bro. So apparently, looks are in the eye of the beholder, bruh. If it's me you're talking about, I don't know, man. It depends on how they feel about ugly black dudes. I don't know if you're asking me for yourself. Could be. But like I said, everybody has some success. You feel me? I mean, I don't see how your looks are any big deal, especially abroad. I've seen a lot of guys who have been just fucked up, still get love, right? So it is what it is. Mr. Smith, what's up with you, man? He says if a black woman has a Korean man, she will have a black side piece. likely, highly likely, bro. I feel exactly where you're coming from. It's not the same, brother. It's not the same. We put out the video earlier or a couple days ago, right? It's just not the same. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same feel. You might date them, you might rock with them, you might really care about them and genuinely love them, but that love is not the same, bro. It's not the same. My man says I'm sorry. They're going because they can push over weak guys. That is very true. Don't y'all refer to these as beta males and shit? Ain't that the proper ain't that the proper pronouns for these guys? They're betas. And it's true. I know exactly where you're coming from. They probably are likely more easy to push over and stuff like that. And for me, it's amazing that this is your choice. Only because if it's from the simple fact that this is what you've seen on TV, and this is what is the reason why you're choosing to go abroad, right? This whole romantic, like, baby girl, I hear exactly what you're saying. Everything that they're talking about, I'm with them because these guys are romantic, they're gentle, they're in touch with their feminine side. If you ask me what that really equals, beta fucking males, simp ass dudes, soy boys, whatever you want to call them, that's exactly what it sounds like you're referring to. And yes, 100% correct. In pairing that with what my brother said earlier, the fact that, they're going to likely have a black side piece, it's probably true. You'll date these guys. I hope you would love these guys, give them, whatever. But when it's not the same, it's not the same. And truth be told, what's going to end up happening is what? A lot of these guys are just going to get ran over by these Western women. And like I said, man, trust me, when a guy's tired of it, he's tired of it for sure. He says there's a YouTube channel, Sister and Korean guy living in Korea with a child. I think I know exactly the channel you're talking about because I came across a couple of videos. I think their most popular videos were basically about how the Korean guy's parents didn't accept their marriage or some shit like that. I've seen a lot of those videos come across my timeline and recommended videos. I never really watched them because that wasn't really something I was interested in checking out. But I have seen a lot of videos wherein Korean and American couples, or more specifically, Korean Korean guys. And I think the girl, if I remember, no, she wasn't half. She could have been half. I can't remember. Anyway, she could have been just all African American. I can't remember. But there were videos out about how the family had a hard time accepting the grandchild and accepting her and all that shit. Maybe because she wasn't Korean. I don't know. But anyways, y'all get the point. He says, I watched a few K-dramas better than what we have in the US. Yes, their storylines, man. I do give credit where credit is due. Them storylines be hitting different. from what I've seen and the little bit of the shows that I've watched. Yeah, they storylines hit different. They are very fucking creative. Give them that. He said that is like me trying to find Wakanda. Definitely, bro. Definitely. Hey man, Korea dope, man. Don't get it twisted, man. Get it right. Don't sleep on it. It might be expensive as hell, but Korea be hitting different. So I've heard. He said one day, hundreds of thousands of years from now, there will only be one race. It will be difficult to find a pure black person or white person. This is how it all begins. It is what it is. You're right, though, man. There's a lot of interracial relationships. I'm in one of them. So, hey, it is what it is. Shout out to my man, Mike. Mike, appreciate the article, brother. You know how it is. He says there's at least one fat one in all movies. And that's sad. The fat one always gets shitted on, don't he? The fat person in every Korean drama probably gets mistreated the most out of all of them. Right? And you know what is funny, though? In reality, when it comes to like the Filipino shows and shit, every time that I've ever watched a Filipino show wherein there was featuring a fat person, we'll say an obese person of sorts, there was always a transformation of sorts, how they used to go from being fat to being skinny, right? It was never the person stayed fat very long, right? So there's always a transformation or something that goes along with, the idea of being obese. And, like I said, it's just not something that is something that you see featured often in these shows. And if they are, the fat person always treated the worst, ain't they? I mean, I've never seen too many fat people get treated very nice on these TV shows. There's a few fat ones. Okay, let me take it back. I'm sure there's a couple. Just not on TV often. All right. He said, nah, and if they do, they get roasted to hell. There you go. There you go. If you see them, they get their feelings hurt. That's why I'd be like, yo, man, I can't go over there, man. They be over there just fucking just mean, just brutal. Because they don't give a fuck. Let's keep it real. They are very brutally honest in their opinions about people. This is what I do know to be for sure. They are very brutal. They are brutally honest about their opinions and feelings towards certain things. It's just the culture. It's just something you got to learn to live with. So if you are a big girl looking to go to South Korea and find you a nice little South Korean man or a Korean man, because I don't think they differentiate between South and North anymore. They just say Korea. I mean, I pray for your happiness, but sometimes you're gonna have to take some of what they say with a grain of salt because these people are brutally honest. All right. Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, I see we got 14, 15 of y'all in the building, man. I appreciate y'all locking in. Again, if you haven't already hit that like button, make sure you do so. Y'all make sure y'all caress, molest, and de-stress yourself all over that like button. It wants it, it needs, most definitely has to have it. If you guys want to support in any capacity, please feel free to do so. But of course, like I said, man, we happy and blessed y'all choose come through. Spend a little bit of time with the boy today. Now and then, back to business, man. He says, yeah, they will say you're fat or that you're fat or baboy. Yeah, they'll call you a pig. It's the truth, man. I mean, you gotta be honest, man. Let's call a spade, man. They have zero problem calling you out on how fat you are. It's the truth. It's all good. He says more accepted in he said more accepted in I think that's Etawan. More foreigners there. Okay. He said looks matters in the West. So I want to know in general. He said I'm okay paying to play. Bro, you don't have to though, man. I understand it. I think a lot of guys who do travel are open to the idea of, but it's not something that you have to do. Right? You can genuinely find a young lady that will be interested in talking to you, not necessarily for any other reason than the fact that you're a foreigner. That gets your foot in the door. Right? It doesn't always have to be I lead with my wallet. I lead with the amount of money that I have. It's not what it always equates to, man. Sometimes you just got to talk to them. Again, trust me, I ain't the prettiest motherfucker on planet Earth, man. Like I said, I do believe that I have a pretty decent personality. I know how to make people smile every now and again. So I kind of felt like that worked more in my favor than leading with the wallet that I didn't have. Because at the time, I was nothing more than a broke college kid. I ain't had no monies. I ain't had money at all. But, I think even if you do have money and you do have a good job, I think you should try to find a better way to entertain or interact with these young ladies than just leading with the wallet. But I made this video before and I say it, so I got to live and die by these words. I did say that every man should go to Angeles City once just to get it out the way. I said it, so I got to stick with it, right? I still believe in that. Every man has to go to AC to get it out the way. You hear a lot of foreigners talking about, oh man, AC this, AC that. You got to go just to see what it's about, right? Once you get your rocks off, once you feel equated and you're happy and you can move forward, then you can actually focus on, trying to find you something that you really, really want. If you really are just in it to try to, get your willy wet, for lack of a better term, get it out the way and then focus on dealing with a quality young lady. That's my suggestion. A lot of people may agree or disagree with it, but if you're going to end up paying for the play anyways, just go get it out the way and then focus your mindset on really getting with a quality young lady. That's for sure. Shout out to my man, Daniel Tanner. What's up with you, bro? He says, this is that 90-day fiance effect. It truly is, man. On the 90-day UK show that I'm watching right now and reviewing with you guys, new video probably out on Monday, my time. There is a couple on there. I haven't followed them because they weren't really the people that I wanted to follow on the show. But there is this white lady who's dating this Japanese guy, right, on the show. He iffy as hell, man. He very skeptical, right? He very secretive, and she's just always having issues because he's always talking about he did this, he did that, but it turns out to be a lie or some shit like that. So she really iffy about the dude. I don't know, man. I don't know, but anywho, yeah. Oh, back to your question. I'm sorry. He said looks matter in the West. No, looks in the Philippines, honestly, Looks in the Philippines don't really matter that much if you're a foreigner. I know that sounds crazy, but looks really don't matter as much as people think. I don't. I don't think it really matters as much. I mean, I would hope that you would come to the Philippines putting your best foot forward. I would hope that you would come to the Philippines and at least be in some type of shape. Because trust me, when you get there, all that sweating you're gonna do, you're probably gonna really put yourself in shape anyway. So it is what it is. He says 38.3% obesity rate in South Korea as of 2020. That's not bad, is it? That's way below shit. Hey, Earl, what is the obesity rate in the United States? I need a comparison. If South Korea's obesity rate is 38.3%, what is it in the West? This I got to hear because it's got to be 60, 70%. Light work for sure. That's on the bottom end. It's got to be that bad. Somebody tell me, what is the obesity rate in the United States? Yes, that's what I need to hear. Korean drama got them thinking it's a fairy tale. Yeah, when reality sets in, family, oh, that reality gonna kick somebody in the nuts real quick. The Philippines is where it's at, man. The Philippines is where it's at. A lot of people don't wanna see it, but I see it. Right? And to be honest with you, let's keep it as honest as humanly possible because that's where we stand. You know, I never want to be the one to create any type of division between the passport brethren, right? Doc loves every brother who chooses to pull up with a passport and keep it pushing. I love y'all. I do. But I'm going to keep it real with y'all. The Pookies and the Ray Rays, man, they're traveling to Brazil, Colombia, and then the Dominican Republic. Those are places that are easy to get to, and Mexico too. That's where the majority of them are traveling. You're not going to have that issue with the Philippines because, bruh, them Philippine flights is like 20, 24-hour flights. Not too many people can really take those flights like that, right? Let's keep it real. Not too many people can take or stand flying for that long period of time at a time, right? So when you get over there, to be honest with you, there's not that many Black Americans, African Americans over there. A lot of Africans, let's keep it real. A lot of Africans go there and they go there for school too. But as far as African American, Black Americans, you're not going to see as many as you thought you might see, right? I do believe that the majority of them are going to places that are a lot closer. Your Brazils, your DRs, your Colombias, and your Mexico, right? So for us, Philippines is a hot spot for me. I enjoy it. Do I have a bias? Yes. Do I have favoritism? Absolutely. But is it warranted? You bet your ass, because I've heard of great things in other places, but for me, I've seen great things in the Philippines. And that's why I usually encourage it more often than not. Yo, what's up, family? He says, what I noticed when I lived in Korea is that most Korean men are mama's boys. They're used to their mother doing everything for them, and they're used to their mothers nurturing them like children. Why does that not seem too far-fetched? I'm with you on that one. I can see that being a thing. He said a fat Korean is exotic. He said that's why they are. Yeah, fat Koreans are exotic. They're the rarities, right? So that's why when you see them in movies. Yeah, that's funny, but it's true, man. You don't see it. You don't see it as often, right? No, there is a such thing as thick, THICK Korean girls. That does exist. My man says I love the chubby ones. He said a slim one is okay every once in a while, or every so often. I feel you. Hey, man, sometimes we like them thick. Maybe that's just the community we grew up in. The bigger the woman, the better, I guess. But I feel where you're coming from. There's a big difference between, whatever. He said, I can imagine a Black dude in Korea. Your Korean friend will introduce you to her fat friend because Black men are known to be with big women sometimes. I can see that being a thing. I can see that being a thing too. Tell him, Mike, at least one time, man. AC, got to get it out the way. He said, just don't let Angeles City swallow you whole. Yeah, I pray it doesn't, but you got to get your rocks off. AC, just go there, get it out the way. Call it a day. It is what it is. He says, I have never been to AC, by the way, Doc. My girl loves your show. Man, I appreciate her, man. Tell her I appreciate her locking in. Look, I try my best to entertain, man. I could be funny. I could be stupid. It is what it is. But if you haven't been to AC and you found a quality girl, avoid it at all costs, right? Because here's the thing. Let me make sure I clarify this because I think I'm going to fuck up a lot of relationships by saying this. Okay, let me back up and remind. If you are a single guy, If you are single, you're not talking with anybody, you're enjoying and living your best life, go to AC, get it out the way. But if you're already talking to somebody, you already got a kind of a relationship thing popping off, or somebody that you actually with, don't go to AC and then try to go back to it. Because if she finds out that you went to AC, bro, I don't think it's going to end well, because all Filipinos know what goes down in AC. Don't get me wrong, AC has a lot of things happening around Walking Street, but to be honest, if you're a foreigner visiting AC, chances are she's not going to believe that you're in Angeles City to be part of the foodie scene, right? They don't think that you in AC over here enjoying all of the best foods that Angeles City has to offer, unless you're talking about a different snack, ladies and gentlemen. Only then can you define or say shit like that. That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry, I was reading the message. He says, I hope the women find love and peace outside the U.S. I do too. That's the truth. The thing is, you think that we over here hating on y'all because y'all go abroad. Fuck. If I'm doing it, ain't no way y'all can't do it either, right? I hope you find happiness, right? Because clearly we just ain't working out. And when I say we, I'm talking about just most men, African American men more specifically, and sometimes women in the West. It just don't seem like we correlating very well. So for me, if it works, it works, man. If it works, it works. 42.4%. Damn. Maybe I was wrong. I expected it to be higher. Wait a minute. That's 38% in South Korea and 42%. That's only like what? 4% difference? Damn. Didn't know that. My mom's Filipino, so I'm good. I feel you, man. Look. Don't get me wrong, man. I'm my mom's youngest son, so I know exactly where it's coming from. Would I be considered a mama's boy? You bet your ass. I mean, I've grown, but your mom's always gonna be your mom's, right? So that's why I can't really say shit about the whole mama's boy thing. But hey, your mom's Filipino, so you're good. My mom just loves being my mom, so I'll live with that. There are definitely some thick Korean girls. I agree. He said, just say you went to AC to try some famous 6C dish. Mike, you think that's going to work, bro? You think that's going to work? I guess we're going to find out, man. I guess we are going to find out. I wouldn't try that one. That's some slick shit. AC has amazing food and hospitality. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and try to play that one off. Go ahead and see if your young lady believes you went there for the foodie scene. Come on now. Come on now. If y'all want to play that one and you can get away with it, if she lets you get away with it, you're only getting away with it because she just didn't want to argue with you about it. That's all I'm saying. He said, if Western women go overseas, they will soon realize how good they had it in the Western world. Oh, yes. That's a crazy thing to say, but it's probably one of the realest things that most people can say. Guys in the West are not that bad. You see? The thing is, and I say this in videos often, but I think it's noteworthy to say right here, and this is where we're going to end it because I feel like y'all got things to do. But in reality, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about it. We started out dating women in the West before we dated abroad. Correct me if I'm wrong. The majority of men started out dating women in the West before they decided to date abroad. What typically happened when we were dealing with women in the West? All the gameplay, all the manipulation, all of this shit, the headaches, and all the things that came with dating women in the West really turned off a lot of guys from dating women in the West. But I never want anybody to sit there and believe that we did not try. I don't want anybody to ever sit there and tell us that the majority of us did not try with our own women before we decided to go abroad, right? Either we were lames, either we were this, either we were that. Maybe we were broke at the moment. We didn't have enough money to support them or whatever they wanted. So they just dismissed us, went off to somebody else. But don't you ever sit there and tell us that we didn't try first, ladies. Don't ever say that shit. So now the fact that we are abroad, the fact that we are dating women outside of the United States, the fact that we no longer want to deal with women in the West, guess what? They hate us for it. They resent us for it. They try to shame us for it. And on top of that, they hate to see us with other women abroad. They hate to see it, right? Y'all saw the video I put out earlier about Danica Marie's, her dope discussion. That was a great video. Y'all should watch the entire 2-hour live show. It's a long one, but y'all should watch it. But in reality, what my man said in that email was this. He said, I brung my girl to church with me. And he said that people were looking at him, and he said his cousin came up to him and they were talking shit about him, about the girl that he brought to church. Talking about why he bring that girl to church and all this, trying to hate on him. But the fact of the matter is, he tried with them first, right? I tried with y'all first. I tried to give y'all a chance first. But guess what? Nobody wanted to fuck with us there. Now you see us, like Mike Jones say, man. Damn, what did Mike Jones say? Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot, they all on me. Right. Now that I'm hot dealing with some other lady and shit, all of a sudden, now I'm meaningful. Now I'm somebody you actually want to fuck with. But now we don't want to fuck with you no more. So what? So what now? So what now? Y'all just gonna be mad? Okay, be mad then, bitch. It's cool. It's cool. Right? But I never want anybody to ever say that we didn't try first. I tried and I failed. That's life, man. Like they say. Yeah, I tried and I failed. But it is what it is. My man said it worked for me 2 times, but the other 4, he said it didn't. Yeah, that AC trip, man, that's a slick one, bro. It don't work for everybody. He said, I'm tired of dealing with the 300-pound leftovers in the States. He said, I'll take 60 to 90 kgs all day. Hey, man, and that's an option that most men have abroad, for sure. Shout out to my man, Raphael Williams. What's up with you, Pippin? Appreciate you locking in. Doc's about to go ahead and call it. But anyways, it's been a great live show, man. For anybody who catches this one on the replay, man, appreciate y'all locking in. Shout out to all of my silent partners, man. You know, the ones that just sit in the background just to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Again, my channel wouldn't be anything without y'all. Y'all know that. My channel wouldn't be shit without y'all. So I appreciate y'all 100,000%. Right? To all of my brothers who keep me on my toes, man. Conversation in the chat, man. I appreciate y'all locking in and spending time with the good doc. All right. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Time for the good doc to go and get to getting. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, good doc is officially out. At least knuckle. Which means I am going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Makita. Mabuhay. Peace.